Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to Beating the Press podcast. I am your host, Rafa. Now, coming up in this evening's podcast, we're going to be looking ahead, looking at the preseason. And also, we have the Community Shield coming up on Sunday. And we have a number of big signings coming in to a few of the top teams as well. We'll be looking at those and looking at how they may impact the respective teams. Now, of course, joining me this evening to talk some EPL football, we have returning to the podcast, Sir Cole.
Greetings, Jordan subscribers.
Sir Cole, and we also have Christoph.
Good to be back with us.
Yes, indeed, gents. Yes, indeed. The season is fast approaching. Preseason games are on in earnest. And Sir Cole, we see your team, Manchester United, making some big name signings. That's where we're going to kick things off. Sesko is the man. The man on the lips of every football fan at this point in time. How does his signing impact this Manchester United team going forward, Sir Cole?
Yeah, well, I believe it does give us a new look going forward. We seem to have a new front three. So, I mean, I am very enthused by the signings, especially on the back of how last season would have ended. So, yes, I am personally looking forward to a more successful season and hope that the new signings will come out and, give a good showing of themselves.
Indeed, Christoph, this is a Manchester United front three. Cunha, Mbuma, and now we have Sesko, who was once an Arsenal target, Christoph. Newcastle was also linked with him, but he seemed to have chosen Manchester United. What's your take on this signing, Christoph? Will this elevate Manchester United anyhow?
On paper, it would look that way. The optics look that way, but in practice, it might be very different. It seems like on the part of the player, it is a move for money, in my opinion. The player, I think it's a case where he or his agent may have overplayed their hands when it came to the Newcastle and Arsenal deal, because he was the Arsenal first choice over Gyökeres.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was the first choice over
Wow, I
Gyökeres.
thought Gyökeres was the number one target and Sesko as a backup.
No, Sesko was the first choice because of age and profile. But it was a case where the agent came in like Sesko was the second coming out of Messi. Man U got him for 74 million. At the time they were talking 120 million. So
Wow.
that was never going to happen. Again, it looks like a good signing on paper. In practice, different story.
Yeah, but I mean, if Arsenal was in for him, Christoph, this must be a good signing.
Right,
I mean, he
that's
was
not the
coveted
problem.
by Arsenal and Newcastle.
All right. First thing, it kind of shows you where Newcastle is, that every target that they've tried to get has gone elsewhere.
Well, they seem like a classic Manchester United hijack.
I don't know about that. I don't think Sesko was ever going to go to Newcastle, in my opinion. I think it was a ploy to try and drum up some sales, increase that asking wage and things like that. That's what. Again, from what I see, the optics of it, to me, it looks like Sesko is moving for money. That is what it looks like to me. And if that is the case, that is not a very good look for Manchester United. Not because Sesko is not good, because we've seen that he has talent, he's there. But Man U have brought in a number of players who have talent and were good before coming to Man United. They gave them a big salary, they underperform, they don't perform, you can't sell them.
So what's the salary of Sesko?
We don't know as yet, but we can assume it's going to be at least £250,000 a week.
At least 250 minimum.
It's going to be 250 minimum. I can guarantee that.
Wow.
Again, so Sesko might come good. It might be an excellent signing. And
what's coming good? What's the definition of coming good for you? What in terms of the numbers though, Christoph? What does Sesko has to do this season to say yes, good signing by United?
20 league goals.
20 league goals.
For a team like Manchester United, it'd have to be 20 league goals.
Wow. That's a big task. I mean, not many players. It's a handful of players in the league, Christoph, that can conjure up 20 league goals.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
sometimes the Golden Boots winner barely gets 20.
When was the last time a Golden Boot winner was under 20 goals?
Well, we might have to do some research
when
on that, but
when was the
I'm
last
just
time a
saying,
Golden Boot
I
winner
don't
was
think
under
5
20
players
goals?
in the league, though, made it to 20.
Well,
I
we
do
would
not
have to check. I
believe
don't know right
5
now.
players in the league circle scored
Irrelevant.
20 goals last season.
If you're going to, here's the thing. If you're going to say you're
You
a
may
big
be
team,
able to find 5.
Oh, you're breaking up there slightly, circle. Repeat that. We seem to have lost circle.
No, I'm saying yes. You may be able to find 5 goals.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, 20 is a high bar. I would say anything in excess of 15, though. We seem to have lost circle there for a moment, Christoph.
15 goals or 15 goal contributions.
No, well, 15 goals. 15 goals, but obviously the goals contribution might add up to 20 because, I mean, with 15 goals, possibly he can find 5 assists as well, which shows a goal contribution in the league over 20. To me, that would be a good signing. In his first year at Manchester United, remember, I mean, a team doesn't really sign a player just for 1 year, but oftentimes it's a 4-year, 5-year contract. So, I mean, in reality, he does have 4 or 5 years to really come good. And I think 15 plus goal is a good start for a striker coming into a new league, new conditions, etc.
No doubt. He's young. He's going to probably sign a 5-year contract. Right. Fine. He has a lot of time to come good. But if he does not come good this first season, we know how football fans are. We know how the analysts and the media are. They are going to come down on him, and depending on the character of the player, it could be catastrophic for the confidence, never recovering and so on. I think it's a good signing on paper. I don't know how that will translate. There's probably one preseason game left before the season starts.
Right.
Let's say and that's Saturday, so he's probably not going to sign before that, or it's not going to be completed before that. So he won't get a preseason with Man United. He'll have to go into the league and potentially hit the league running, or he's going to be a starter. I don't see them starting Rasmus Højlund. I don't think Rasmus Højlund is a bad player. I think his confidence has eroded at United, and he potentially needs to go elsewhere to build back up. And that's probably the case with a lot of players at United. We see Anthony, Rashford, so on, blah blah blah. United will bring in good players. They perform well elsewhere. They come in and they flop.
But right? I mean, United have brought in 3 attackers, so-called. Circle. Are you back with us now, Circle?
It seems to be.
Yeah, man, yes, man, I'm here.
Oh, the picture is frozen, but yeah, okay, I hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying United have brought in 3 front players, so it should be goals like Rice Green over Manchester United this season, Circle. Cunha, Mbeumo, Sesko, goals like Rice Green, man.
No, for a number of those players, Cunha, I believe, took penalties at Wolves. Mbeumo took a lot of penalties at Brentford. So it therefore means that the penalty duties for them would now be reduced, because I don't see Bruno giving up penalties. So their non-penalty goals will now come into play. Just like João Pedro as well, having gone to Chelsea, will now lose a bit of his numbers because of the CMPK issue. So their numbers, I don't think, will be as prolific as they were last season. So what are some
realistic numbers those Circle? Give us some realistic numbers that these players, you can say, yes, good season if they reach these marks. So Acuna, how many goal contributions you're looking at?
Well, let's not say goal contribution, just straight goals. I would say
goals.
For a centre forward, for a centre forward, I would say a minimum of 15, probably, first season. So 15
Is that 15 goals or 15 goal contributions? League goals, 15 league goals. Okay.
15 league goals. We seem to be having some communication issues there with Circle, Christoph. But I believe he was saying 15 league goals for a striker.
15 league goals.
Right.
For your starting center forward.
For the other support players now, as in Mbumo, playing
10 each. 10
center forward, yes. And I'm saying that for the persons who look like who play in support, I say between 10 to 12 would be a reasonable number.
10 to 12 goals are goal contributions.
Goals. I think he's saying
10 to
goals.
12
goals. 10 plus. Let's.
I have to ask because these are supporting characters. So is it just goals or is it goal contributions?
Just goals. Okay. 10 plus goals and then assist is just bonus, so to speak.
Okay.
So 10 plus from
goals alone.
Yeah, man. We are hearing you, man. We straight goals. I'm just throwing that in as a caveat. Yes. That 10 goals minimum. And then I'm just saying as a bonus, the assists to go along with that as bonus, so to speak. But 10 goals minimum and centre forward 15 plus.
So you're I mean, quite often.
Circle connection seem to be chipping in and out. Dear Christoph. I'm not sure the point he was gonna make.
So
right. Yeah, technical difficulties there, Christoph. We're not hearing Circle at all. His connection seemed to be rather poor. But I think he was saying, the essence of what he's saying is centre forward 15 plus. So we're looking at Sesko, if he's a regular starter, at least 15 plus. And then the supporting cast, Cunha, 10 plus goal, Mbuma, 10 plus goal. And possibly a Bruno as well, 10 plus goal, with him taking penalties. So, I mean, that front four, Christoph, you're looking at least 40 plus goals between the front four then. As a minimum requirement.
The front four or the front three? Are you counting Bruno?
Well, I'm just throwing in Bruno as
so between the four of them, it should be 40 league goals between the four of them.
Right. Between the four, it should be 40 plus goals.
Okay, and that would be a good return on investment.
That would be a good return on investment, I believe is what Circle is saying. Which I think that's a fair target, to be honest with you. I think that's a fair target because looking at Gokieres, Christoph, what's your target for a player such as Gokieres? I mean, a massive signing which you've been calling for the last 3-4 years now.
I judge every big team striker the same. What I am expecting as a minimum is 20 league goals.
20 league goals.
That is my minimum for your
I need to do some research, Christoph. I need to Google how many players scored 20 league goals last season.
5
players.
Players.
Who are those?
Give me a second. Chris Wood, Mbuma, Haaland, Salah,
Isak.
No.
Isak, right. Yes, Isak. Yeah. Wissa was just out at 19. I think Wissa scored 19 league goals.
Yeah, there were a number of players at 19. They had like the Cole Palmer 15.
So technically 5 players scored 20 plus league goals.
5 players scored 20 plus league goals last season.
So you're saying any top team striker should be in that 20 plus bracket then? As a bare minimum.
The traditional top 6, the Arsenal, the Man U, the Man City, the Chelsea, Tottenham, and I guess you can put Newcastle in there. I think if you spend big money to bring in a striker, that striker, as a minimum, if they're not injured out, must contribute minimum for me 20 league goals.
Otherwise, he's a flop.
Otherwise, it was a poor season.
I think.
Okay.
I think the PK factor is a big factor in terms of the totals. Most of the time, your striker is the one who kicks penalties. Right. You see now, like at Arsenal, the penalties are kicked by Saka, who isn't their main striker. At United, they are kicked by Bruno.
Aside from
main striker.
Aside from Man City, none of the top 6 teams centre forward take penalties. Aside from Man City.
Yeah, but I'm saying the number 20, which we are used as a benchmark, is come from players who actually do kick penalties. Okay. The Salahs and Haalands and these players.
Right, right.
So to put 20 across the board for everybody as a standard, I think is a bit unfair.
Not
Provided you are not keeping penalties.
it is that 20 is only for the big teams. The smaller teams, I don't judge them at 20.
So you're
Right?
saying
The
your
No,
smaller
top
what I'm
six
saying is
teams.
that a
my
player
top
who
6 teams
penalties,
only. Top 6 teams only. If you spend big
regardless of
money
the
on
team, a
a
player,
striker who is just
a,
starting centre forward, 20 is my minimum.
Minimum.
For the big
no,
teams.
but
It's not the same for
you
the
can
rest of the
judge
league.
players with penalties differently from players who don't.
Oh, definitely. You look at I think you look at the penalties when you talk about how effective a player is. Obviously, the penalties still count in the golden boot. But if a player scored 30 goals last season and 20 of them was penalty, I don't say that was a good player. Yeah, the statistics are going to say he had a good season, right? But the
But
statistics most
that's the
of the time
thing.
not gonna say how many penalties,
So
right?
so looking at a
Embuemo
Joe
last
Pedro
season,
then, Sir Cole,
João
how
Pedro
would
had 5
you
penalties
judge
last
a
season.
player like a Joe Pedro that's gone to Chelsea? Seeing he was
João
one of
Pedro
the
had
main
10
penalty
goals.
kickers at Brighton.
Yes, I had half of his goals last season came from the spot.
Right, right.
So
So his
regardless,
benchmark would be
I'm not
different for
sure
you then,
who
Sir
earned
Cole.
the penalty. Of course, it would.
So
I
It would be. So
what's
the,
the
the judge
benchmark
penalty
for Joe
goals
Pedro then? 15 plus as
for
well?
João Pedro with no penalties
Right.
playing at Chelsea. I
Yes.
will go the same 15
15 plus. So if he
as a
hits
starting striker.
15 plus in
15
the
plus.
league, good season, good signing.
Yes, I would say
Okay,
yes.
okay.
I would say he has given value for money
Value for money. 15
because
plus
likely
value for money.
Cole Palmer should continue to kick penalties for Chelsea.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean,
So
we
so
saw a
that
bust
means
up last season.
that after.
I mean, we saw a
Mhm.
fight nearly breaking out when Jackson tried to take a penalty off him. So for sure, penalty should be Cole Palmer at Chelsea. So as Christoph rightly pointed out, I mean, a number of these top teams, their main striker isn't even the one kicking the penalties. So yeah, I can agree with a 15 plus benchmark in all honesty, Circle. So looking at Liverpool, I mean, Liverpool signed a big striker as well, Etiquette. 15 plus is his number as well, Circle?
If he's the starting centre forward, then yeah. If he's the starting centre forward.
Yeah, but most times, Christoph, a player doesn't necessarily start all 38 games. So,
No, fine. A player is not going to start all 38 games, but if that
right,
is your first choice striker, and he's the first choice in the league, you might have a first choice for your cups or
right,
champions.
right.
Yeah. If he's the first choice league striker, then if you're using 15, 15 must be the requirement because we
15
know
must be the number.
right. So he's not going to take penalties. We know it's going to be Salah, right? So
Right.
15 must be his number.
15 is his number. If he gets 15, value for money. If not, wheel and come again, so to speak.
Right, because you're on a 5-year deal, so you don't necessarily have to come perfect your first season.
Right.
Right, but
But
15 is the
definitely, the
15
pressure
is the
would be
benchmark.
on if you're not hitting 15
15 is the
come next
benchmark,
season.
right? Right. So, again, pundits, fans, whoever, they're going to say, potentially waste of money.
So is it a case where teams in the league will stop defending? Circle? I don't hear anyone
Will do
talking of
what?
defense.
Is it?
I'm saying, is it a case where teams in the league will stop defending? No. Because if every top
Well,
team
no, I don't think so.
striker is gonna get 15 plus goal, I mean, clean sheet must be a thing of the past at this point in time.
Well, yeah, that's a very good point, but it shows where the emphasis is being placed. It's simply on scoring goals, not so much on defending them. We have seen in the past where money has been spent, yes, on a defender, but not on a wide scale where every team is stacking up on defenders.
Right.
So a one club may buy a one piece that the team think they are missing, but every season you probably will find more attacking players coming as transfers as opposed to defensive players.
Yeah, because looking at this season, I'm seeing a lot of attacking players and midfielders coming in, but I have hardly heard the name of any top-notch defender being signed. I mean, I believe Chelsea signed this defender, Hato. First, I was hearing of him. I hear he used to play his football over there in the Netherlands. But outside of him, I'm not hearing of any top-notch defenders, Christoph, coming into any of these transfers? I mean, is it a case where teams are already set defensively and will just be consolidating and really looking to bolster their attack?
It could be a case where teams have not identified any defenders that they think would be of the quality required. That could
So
be
Arsenal is set
factor.
then, Christoph. As
Arsenal brought
Arsenal
in
is now constructed.
Arsenal brought in a defender.
Who is that?
Mosquera from Valencia.
Oh, so a squad player then.
He's probably he's not going to be a starter, but he does look very good. He looks you could say he does play
So squad
similarly
player, maybe he replaced that Zinchenko, for example.
No,
but not
definitely
a starter.
Center back. He is probably going to be Saliba's backup / rotation.
Okay. But as Arsenal is currently constructed, you're happy with the construction of Arsenal, and this team should give them the best chance maybe in the last 5 years to lift the league title. What's missing from the equation at this point in time?
There is one more player I would like, but I don't think they're going to buy another. No, I don't have like a specific name or anything like that. I would just like another playmaker, but I don't think that's going to happen.
You mean a number 10?
Yeah, a replacement or a rotation option. Somebody to rotate with Odegaard.
But isn't that Nwari?
It could be 1 year. It could be Max Dorman. I think it.
Or it could even be a Kai Havertz. I mean,
Havertz is
come on, enough players I think are in the Arsenal squad, Christoph, to fill any gaps that may pop up. But you're saying the team is short one player is what you're saying.
You might be confused now. You only saw Arsenal bringing in players, but Arsenal released a number of players as well. So Arsenal currently Arsenal still has the same squad numbers as last season because some players have left.
Right. So you're not comfortable with the squad at this point?
I think the squad still needs at least one more player.
Like maybe a Eze, for example. I hear close links to Eze.
I heard links to Eze, but I haven't heard anything more. So I don't know if
would he satisfy the need that you are speaking of? If he was to sign for Arsenal, would you be happy now with that squad?
I want a player who is going to come in and make 8 to 10 goal contributions in the league.
Yeah, but Eze could do that. I mean, he's been doing it for Crystal Palace.
Eze could do that, but I'm not saying specifically Eze. I'm saying that is what I want. I don't know if that player is going to be Eze, is what I'm saying. I want one more player. So
you're saying that player isn't in the squad currently then?
Currently, they need one more player who's going to contribute 8 to 10 goals.
So if you don't get that
or goals.
If you don't get that player, what?
No, I'm not saying that. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying one more player would be nice. I think Arsenal still have a strong squad now who could potentially win the title.
Okay, this is the strongest squad you've seen in the last 5 years.
On paper, yes.
On paper, okay. Because I mean, you've been calling for a centre forward for the last 5 years, and you have that now.
3 years. 4 seasons I've been asking for a centre forward.
I mean, not only a centre forward, but a centre forward who has hit 60 plus goals last season in all competition.
Right. But having a centre forward who scores 60 plus goals.
No, he's in a better team.
Right.
In terms of creativity as well.
But he still has to get the right supply.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's in a better team with better suppliers. I mean, when you look at the likes of Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, come on, these are all creative players who could easily provide 10 assists in the league. Definitely. So the chances will come. It's just a case of him now taking the chances.
Right.
So the benchmark is still 20 plus for Gokieres. Anything under that, you're calling it a disappointment.
I mean,
no man, but right.
I can live with 19 goals. I can live with 19 goals. My benchmark is a minimum of 20. I would like to see 25 from him, but it's a minimum of 20.
Come on. This is his first season, Christoph. Come on, man.
How many goals?
Benchmark is.
How many goals did Haaland hit his first season?
So you're now comparing Gokieres to a Haaland then. You're saying
it's not a benchmark that can be hit.
Just saying, I think you're probably setting the bar too high, is what I'm saying. I think 15 plus is a good standard mark across the board.
My bar is winning the
for
title.
any new striker coming into the league. 15 plus, I think, is a reasonable expectation. 15 plus, you hit 15 to 20. I think that would be classified in my book as a decent enough season. I mean, you might not pull up any trees, but I don't think you would be classified as a flop or a failed, player. But I mean, if you're going by Gokira's numbers though, Christoph, I mean, hitting 60 plus and then dropping off to 15, that's a significant drop off if that was to be the case. So, I mean, you might have a point by putting the benchmark at 25. I mean, 60 to 25, still a drop off, but, different league, possibly better caliber teams, etc., etc. But time will tell. What says you, Sir Cole?
No, I mean, based on the hype that was around this player, I would put his mark at even 30.
Well, I mean, interesting times ahead for sure.
So now, when we talk about goals and we said how many players hit 20 last season, that is my mark. How many players in the history of the EPL have hit 30? So I don't put it all the way at 30. In the history of the EPL, how many players have hit 30? How many golden boot?
I don't think a lot.
How many golden boot winners have hit 30? Because to my knowledge, it's not a lot. It's what?
No, it's not a lot.
Van Persie, it's Henry,
that's
Ronaldo,
Mount Everest.
Right. So that is a harder thing. I don't put it at 30, regardless of how much money you spend. 20 is the minimum.
I mean, definitely some interesting signings, as I said, especially in the attacking third. I mean, Manchester United definitely making some noise in the market at this point in time. And for sure, Amarin should be looking to elevate this team to the next level. But looking ahead though, gents, we have a few preseason games yet to be played. I mean, the most high profile of which these days seem to be the Community Shield. That's a matchup between the league winners, Liverpool, and the FA Cup winners, Crystal Palace. I mean, this game is coming up on Sunday. What's your call for that one, Christoph? What's your call for that Community Shield? I call it a friendly, but these days I'm seeing coaches like Pep and Arteta calling it a big trophy and putting it on their CV and all these things. But for me, it's just a glorified friendly. What says you? How do you view the Community Shield? Is it a trophy or is it a friendly per se?
I think it depends who's playing in it. Crystal Palace and Liverpool, I think you view it as a friendly. Arsenal and Liverpool, probably people are going to view it much differently. They're going to use that as potentially the benchmark for the season and say, this team is better because they won that. If Liverpool go Sunday and lose that game, people are going to have some question marks over Liverpool. They go and they win, nobody cares, right? But you go and you lose is a problem.
You're saying regular proceedings if Liverpool go and win. But if they lose,
question
it's
mark.
A different narrative.
Right. So it depends who is playing and it depends on the result. So
or it possibly depends on the team that each goal feels as well. I mean,
no.
But what if Liverpool goes out and say, "Hey, I'm gonna field a B team"? None of your
neither Liverpool. Nobody's going to field a B team out there. They're not going to put out that.
So you're saying it's going to be a full strength 11 from either team?
Liverpool are going to use as close as possible to their foot strength. You're going to see Salah, whether or not you see Etitete, I don't know. You will see Salah, you will see Rich, you will see Frimpong, you will see Alisson, you will see Van Dijk. It's going to be as close as possible to full strength.
Possibly this team maybe...
Once you have Salah and Van Dijk, then it's full strength. It doesn't matter who else plays.
So once the span of the team is there, circle. Alisson, Van Dijk, Salah.
Van Dijk is full strength. Yeah, man.
Full strength. Gotcha. I mean, I'm looking forward to this game because it would give us an indication of the manager's thinking. I think each team, whether Crystal Palace or Liverpool, are gonna field possibly the team that will start the EPL season. Bearing in mind, this year's EPL season kicks off on a Friday. So the first game of the season will be on a Friday. I believe that game is Liverpool versus Bournemouth at Anfield. So bear that in mind, Sir Cole. I don't want you to set your clock for Saturday and then miss that
No,
game
but
which comes up on Friday.
It's really not the first. It has opened on a Friday. If you recall, probably last few seasons, or if not the last one, the definitely probably one before, it has opened on a Friday, so it's not really a strange thing.
Okay, got you. But you were aware, Sir Cole.
Yeah, man, I'm fully aware, sir. Fully aware. Right away, the ear starts to get fresh on the grass. Guess I'm green at this time of year, you know. So yeah,
Well,
fully
I'm just
aware.
making sure, you don't miss out due to, an errand call or traditional Saturday, Sunday type setup in terms of these matches. But definitely,
No,
should be
sir,
an
not at
interesting
all.
game for that friendly. How are you calling that one? I mean, I think Liverpool should come out victors. However, I feel Crystal Palace has been playing some quality football in terms of their preparation in the preseason. They've been getting a number of wins. And that man, Mateta, he is on fire in the preseason. I believe he has notched up 4 to 5 goals for Crystal Palace going into the season. So he is a dangerous man who should not be taken lightly. I mean, we saw where Crystal Palace killed off Man City on their way to lifting this FA Cup. So for sure, this is a team that you can't really underestimate. On their day in a one-off game, such as this one, and with not much, possibly not much motivation to play for, then uh, it's not beyond Crystal Palace to cause an early upset based on just form
Yeah,
coming into this game.
but observing Palace over the last season or two, especially attacking wise, they have caused quite a stir. They have a very good attacking unit. They're able to consistently get that ball in the opposing goal. For the game weekend, I'd actually see Palace scoring at least twice, because so far Liverpool has not been keeping good health where defense is concerned, and with players like I just said Mateta, who is on form on that pitch, then anything is possible. I do see Liverpool scoring as well, so I expect an exciting game, probably over um, 4+ goals in that game. Um, Personally, I'm calling it 2-2, and then we won on penalties.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, looking at this Liverpool team, in all honesty, Circle, I think that is the one area that they definitely need some addressing before this transfer window ends. They definitely need, at minimum, another centre back to back up a Van Dijk or a Kanate, because we know these guys usually get an injury or two throughout the duration of the season. And if no centre back is present, then you may have to get a makeshift centre back to fill the gap. So for sure, with all the transfer dealings that Liverpool have been doing this season, I think one of the key areas that need addressing is getting in at very minimum a centre back, as even the backup centre back was sold. Kwanzaa, he was sold off to, I think, Bayer Leverkusen, if memory serves me correctly, in a transfer. So he is no longer in that Liverpool squad. So for sure, I think Liverpool is currently short of centre backs. And if a man like Van Dijk was to go down with a long-term injury, that could very well be curtains for this Liverpool team in terms of a title
Game set
push,
match.
game set match. So uh
Mhm.
with all these wheelings and dealings, as I mentioned previously in the podcast or earlier in the podcast, what of the defense? All we've been hearing all season is strikers coming in, midfielders, attacking players, etc. What of the defenses? I have not been hearing much talk of the defenses. So I'm wondering if this season the goal average will be higher than most EPL seasons that we've seen in the past. What's your take on that, Christoph? Will we be seeing some higher scoring games, especially with VAR being active? And I mean, based on your observation, the poor refereeing decisions.
Can't tell. Can't say. I think well, the community shield could be an indicator of how what we can expect from VAR this season, to be honest, because they'll probably put whoever is they assume to be their best referee, which I'm guessing is Michael Oliver. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, I mean, Michael Oliver have been doing a tremendous job over the period. I
he has
also
not.
observed
He has
him
not. He has
in the
not.
Club World Cup as well, and
He has not.
he had a decent game, I would say.
I don't know which EPL you are watching. He has not done a tremendous job of
Well,
refereeing
I mean,
anything.
I don't think he's the worst referee in the league, but
I
I mean,
don't
we
I
are all
don't I,
humans.
I don't think he's the worst referee in the league, but he has not done a tremendous job.
Mm.
There is some favoritism that he shows to some teams. He's given every team except Manchester City red cards, which is wild to me. If you recall, a number of years ago, Arsenal and Manchester City played. Last man tackle from Mateo Kovacic. He did not give a card, even though it was a red card challenge. And when they asked him about it after the game, he did not wish to affect the game. But apparently, when Arsenal is to be carded, he gives a red card for allegedly kicking the ball away or time
Well,
wasted. So.
we have to move past these things, Christoph. It's parts and parcels of the game. But I
I,
mean, we're quickly running out of time. So, any final thoughts, Christoph, from you as it relates to what we've seen in this preseason, the transfer dealings and wheelings by the various clubs, and what's your say? What's your final take?
I think a number of teams still have signings to make. Manchester United still needs, in my opinion, a defensive midfielder. 100% they need a goalkeeper. Onana cannot continue in goal. If Onana continues in goal, then they're not going to make top four. Again, I said their target should be, first of all, cementing a position in that top 10, and then top four, you search for top four in the season mode. Top 10 first, top half of the table first, top four. They still need to bring in a CDM and a goalkeeper. 100% cannot start the season without a goalkeeper. CDM, but I think they also need a central midfielder. I think everywhere else they can go into the season with what they have. Uh, Chelsea, I guess, need to offload a number of players. Arsenal, for me, still needs one more player. Manchester City, they look
Yeah,
poor to
quite
me
a
in the
lot.
Club World Cup.
Quite a lot there, Christoph. We seem to need a whole nother podcast in order to dissect each team, but we're quickly running out of time, Sir Cole. Any quick final thoughts, Sir Cole? Quick, emphasis on quick.
Yeah, just looking forward to another good season, and I hope the game on Sunday gives a little appetizer as to what the season will bring.
Ah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It
Yeah, man,
is
super
the
quick.
appetizer before the main course.
Mm.
And we will definitely be tuning into that one, Liverpool versus Crystal Palace in the Community Shield coming up on Sunday. But thanks again, Jen, Sir Cole, Christoph, for really coming on board, sharing your thoughts and your opinions as per usual. Viewers and subscribers, thank you again for tuning in to us here on Beating the Press podcast. Please continue to support the podcast. We've been growing at a tremendous rate, but we definitely need your help in making that push. So please hit that notification bell if you've already subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscription bell. But until next time, this is Rafa signing off.